Okay, Maple Global, voice vote.
Trustee Sharp.
Nay.
Trustee Matthews.
Nay.
Trustee Rowdy.
Yes.
Trustee Stewart.
Yes. Yes.
Mayor Higgins.
Yes. Okay, I want to thank everybody for their comments, and this is, I think in 16 months since the mayor, this is the first time I had to break a tie. So it shows that we usually do work together, and even though we disagreed at this point, we're still going to work together, and I'm very proud of this. Okay, trustee comments. Kyle.
Sewer this week? Everyone knows last Wednesday we had that bad deluge that came down, and at that time the generator plant operated without any problems, and even though power had been lost because of the severe rain and the storm. And additionally, crews will be prepping 5 locations for sewer flow monitors this week. Again, part of the village's ionized canals. That's all I have.
Thank you. Ed.
Thank you. July 12th, 3 more people arrested for breaking into the old school building at Legion. It's been a couple months anyway, since the last one. Stay out of the building. Yeah, well, you know, we'll talk about haunting and Halloween. We'll save it, John. Bad rains and winds last week, as people know. I just remind people that in such situations, like cutting down trees, break down power lines, just be aware of your surroundings. You don't want to accidentally get hurt. And then since July 12th, 21 arrests, 64 uniform traffic tickets, 113 parking summons, and 10 motor vehicle accidents investigated.
Okay, thank you. And I just want to mention one thing. I think Ed's embarrassed to mention it because he was a part of it, along with the chief. They did work on a contract. Our overtime, for the first time in a number of years, our police overtime is down 5%. It's good news.
First time.
Yeah, so that
Never. It wasn't a number of years.
Yeah. Oh, that's a number of years.
I never remember.
So that's good, and that's due to Ed and the chief still do work on a contract, and the diligent work in working with the police. So thanks a lot, Ed.
Fantastic.
Now.
Real quick, crews have completed yellow street painting and started with white. Crews are repairing catch basins. You'll see as you go around the village that they're prepping the streets for upcoming micro sealing and paving project. I think you noticed the center line is also ground down on some of the streets. So our paving projects are underway. That's it.
Okay. We have commenced with our second round of tree stumping. We held off on doing the replanting and are going to be doing the planting of new trees in the fall because of the water problem and because of the severe heat. To give them their divide better when they're planted in the fall at any rate, and we will be able to maintain them with more attention at that point. The reservoir is still at a safe level. However, we encourage everyone, please, to conserve on a regular basis. A couple of things that are very easy to remember and save water is, number one, if you have a rain barrel, then you can use it, those contents after we do have a deluge, in order to water your plants outside. Number two, it is best to water at night or very, very early in the morning. If you're doing it midday, you are basically boiling your plants and your grass, and it doesn't do any good. And even though the grass looks dead, it replenishes and comes back in most instances. Once we get rain, you can see that over the last few days where it was totally dead. Green is coming back because it was re-nourished with the water. I'd also like to remind people, please do not weed whack around your trees. That's how they get those scars. It ends up after, it usually takes 3 years of doing it. It kills the tree. It's much better to mulch around the base of the tree and not use weed whackers around your trees. It's an amazing killer. Because do it immediately, but it opens up the bark, and that's what causes, usually within 3 years, the destruction of the tree. We communicated with the DEC regarding our CRB well permit because we've been waiting. And Mr. Cheswick said that due to people being on vacation, etc., that it has been taking a little longer than he planned, but they could be coming out. That's it.
Thank you very much. Here's my bully pulpit for controversial. And we've seen horrors of war firsthand. It's an unfortunate fact in life that in wars young people die. That's a fact of life. We're currently involved in 2 wars. Our country's involved in 2 wars at this time, Afghanistan and Iran. As I said, it's unfortunate that people die. What's another unfortunate effect of war is people come home wounded, and forever their life is changed. Some of them need assistance the remainder of their life. One such local person is Eddie Ryan, Marine Sergeant, wounded in Iran, and on August 26th, we'll be holding the 2nd annual Eddie Ryan Benefit Tournament on Row. Anybody interested? We'll have flyers out here in the Village Hall. They can either golf in it or sponsor a hole. Thank you very much for your time on that. Okay, public citizens comment. I'm sorry. Yes, sir.
I'm assuming that was Iraq, not Iran?
Did I say Iraq? Yes, I'm
Okay.
sorry.
At 2 recent town meetings, there was mention by the town building inspector and then County Legislator Tom Pahuki, who came in and addressed the town council, that the Orange County landfill is starting to either collapse into the Wallkill River or that it's so heavy that it's actually causing the clay underneath the landfill to bulge up into the Wallkill. And there was mention that not only the Orange County landfill, but the Alturi landfill, a portion of which is not covered, is not capped, is actually draining into the Wallkill River. And there was mention that, and it seemed pretty definitive, that this is going to start poisoning the Crystal Run village wells and the Wallkill town wells. And I was hoping you might comment on that, anything that you know about it, or are you aware of this, or anything being done?
I was, I appreciate you bringing this forward.
What's the distance from the Alturi landfill to the Crystal Run?
It doesn't even, that's the one comment I was going to make, is, I sat on the interested parties board for the Orange County landfill, back home, who chaired it, and the pool of pollution that runs in the aquifer goes in the opposite direction from any of our wells. I mean, it's unfortunate if anything's leaching or collapsing, but it goes towards New Jersey. The pool of pollution goes in the opposite direction from our wells. I hope to God what you're saying is not true, and if it is, they're looking to remediate it, but I certainly will investigate it further, but the pool of pollution ran in the opposite direction.
So the Crystal Run village wells are south on the Wallkill from the landfill?
Here's the landfill. Thank you.
Sorry?
The downstream.
They're downstream.
Yeah, well, the Wallkill flows north. One of
So
the few rivers in the world that does that. So
The Nile.
the
The Nile and the Wallkill River.
Yeah, trivia there, but
It's amazing, isn't it?
yeah.
So the wells are downriver from the landfill?
Yes.
But it runs in the opposite direction.
The plume, you're saying.
The plume underground, you're saying,
Yeah.
right?
I don't know
But
if
if anything is leaking into the Wallkill, is it conceivable that that could be contaminating
I can't
these
answer
wells?
that question.
Okay.
Certainly investigate, we'll start investigating.
Yeah, we'll definitely look at this. Thank you for
Thank
bringing
you.
it forward.
Sure. That video will be up in a day or 2. Sorry for the delay.
Oh.
There were 2 meetings. If you want, I could give you the details on them, the actual parts, so that you don't have to watch the whole thing. Secondly, a few weeks ago, I had inquired about the application of herbicides, and I was told that the board would get back to me on it. I was curious if you had...
And I have the answer for it. We were walking out together, and you said, look.
Yeah.
I immediately went to Michael, and the answer is, on the walkway, it's from salt. He does not use herbicides there. It's from the salt that they put down when they're de-icing. And that is salt mixed with this.
So during the summer they applied?
No.
Salt? No.
In the winter. But the salt is what causes the destruction of the grass. If you look, it's right against the grid. They're not spraying herbicide.
Okay, thank you. I think I have another question, but I'll table it. I can't remember what it is right now.
Go ahead.
Maybe I'll remember by the time you're done. Okay.
Give me a second here, I'm about to run out. Stop this where he started.
Oh, one other observation. After the big storm we had, I went out and I looked at St. John Street and Grand, I think, or not Grand, West Street, and no evidence of the sewers leaking at all. It was beautiful and wonderful.
Lovely. Thank you for putting that on the record, huh?
Thank you, Mike's.
I think it's important.